A man will date a woman or seek to be in a relationship for two reasons, and two reasons only. One is to find a wife, and the other is to find a woman who will allow him to have sex with her without any kind of commitment. Those are the only two reasons why a man will date. Ladies, it is your job to know which one of these two reasons he is after. Every man have a reason why he wants to be in a relationship with you. You too must have a reason why you want to be in a relationship. The Bible says, he who finds a wife find a good thing. Do you want to be a girlfriend or do you want to be a wife? The man does not have the power to determine that. You do, which means that you're not trying to waste your time with no man that does not have the core values, the characteristics, or the personality of what you're looking for in a mate. Ladies, I don't know why this seems to be so complicated for some of you guys. It could be a few things. Maybe you don't know what you want out of a relationship. Some women just want to be with someone who can just love them, even if they don't even fit the profile of what they're looking for. They will compromise just because they desire to be in love. They desire somebody to love them. They want to feel needed and important. Some women don't like the idea of being alone, and maybe you are hoping that he's going to see you as a love interest, see you as a woman that he will eventually marry. And so you are dating with the intent of him proposing to you, making you his wife. The truth be told, it is better for you to be single than for you to be with a man that doesn't know how to love you, doesn't know how to treat you right. And so you're dating a guy and you're hoping and you're waiting that he see you as the one, while he probably have his eyes on another woman. Maybe he has his eyes on someone else. It is a fact that sometimes women have low self-image and low self-esteem, and so you are afraid to set boundaries to protect you. And so you compromise your character, you compromise your integrity because you're thinking that this man at some point is going to pursue or is going to propose to you and make you his wife. See, a real man who wants to win your heart is not afraid of boundaries. He does not see boundaries as a problem. As a matter of fact, he honor and he respect it. Boundary is saying to him that you have standard, you have integrity. You will not compromise. He wants that challenge to prove to you that he is worthy of your love. He wants to prove to you that he is worthy to win your heart. You have to be confident in who you are as a woman. You must be convicted by your own belief system and the very principles that you stand for. Guys, listen, I pursued my wife over 1 year before she gave me a chance to date her. Or y'all ain't helping me. I'm going to say it again. Let me just help y'all here. I pursued my wife for 1 year before she gave me a chance to date her. Now, maybe it's because we have known each other since we were kids. I don't know. It could be the fact that because we have known each other since we were kindergarten. I grew up with her. I've known her all my life. We have been the best of friends since we were younger. But then when she turned 17, 18 years old, I saw her as somebody that I would like to pursue as a love interest. And she said no to me for 1 full year. Guys, I knew there were qualities in her that I like. I knew that she has the core values that I would like to be in a relationship with that kind of woman. And the truth be told, I was 18 years old at the time. I didn't know what it is to be ready for marriage. I didn't have two nickels to rub together, but I saw something inside of her. I saw the character. I saw the personality. I know her background. I know she was raised in a godly home. Both of her parents, she was a virgin. So I already knew that this is the kind of woman that I definitely would like to marry. And I told her that one of these days I'm going to marry you. One of these days you're going to be my wife. One of these days I'm going to walk down the aisle with you and I'm going to say I love you and I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life. Well, guys, we've been married for 27 years, guys. 27 years of marriage. And while I was pursuing her as a love interest, I knew that she was the kind of woman that I wanted to marry. Now, let me just be real about this. I didn't know that she would be my wife. but I knew that she had the kind of qualities. Even at 18 years old, I had an idea of the kind of woman that I wanted to marry. I saw something in her even back then. I'm just trying to help y'all because sometimes y'all just waste your time trying to convince a man that you're the one. You're trying to convince him that you are the kind of woman that he needs to marry. You're trying to convince him that you have the profile, the characteristics, and you can help him to become a better man. Ladies, a man know if you are marriage material from the first date. You heard me right. From the first date, a man know if you are marriage material or not. He may not know if you will be his wife. He may not know if the two of you are compatible, but during the first date, he know if you're qualified to be the wife to someone else or to him one day. A lot of people start relationship and realize that, you know what, they're not compatible with each other. They respect each other, but the relationship just don't seems to be working out. As a matter of fact, there are moments when they're ending up going their separate ways. But while they were breaking up and while they're separating, they always will say, you know what, you are a good person. You are a good man. You're going to find somebody that's going to make you happy. You are a good woman. You're going to find a man that's going to make you happy. I wish you all the luck in the world. A good man is lucky to have you. A good woman is lucky to find you. Why do they say that to each other? Because even though they may not be compatible together, even though they may not be what they want in each other relating to love and marriage, at least they identify qualities and core values in each other that brought them together in the first place. That's a sign that a man knows whether a woman is marriage material or not. See, sometimes you're just not matched. You're just not good for each other. You're good people, but you're just not good for each other. A man can be good to you and not necessarily good for you. A woman can be good to you and not really good for you. In other words, you see them as great people, but they're just not marriage material as it relates to what you are looking for in a mate. You have to know the kind of relationship that you want to be in. When a man is ready to get married, he starts to profile the woman based on what he is looking for. He may not know everything that he needs to know about the woman, but here's one thing that I do know. But there will be characteristics and behavior pattern that he will gravitate towards. A man who is ready for commitment is not about to waste your time. I'm going to say it again. A man that is ready for commitment, he is not about to waste your time. He is not trying to take your clothes off. He's not trying to communicate with you while you're laying on your back. He is looking to see if you can keep your clothes on. He is looking for a woman who have more to offer than just her body. That is why a woman controls access to sex, not the man. The woman is the one who controls access to sex. Men control access to relationship. His conversation is based on showing interest in you. He wants to get to know you better. He is looking for you. He is looking at you. He is leaning in. He wants to know about your personality. He wants to know what is interesting to you. He wants to know your likes and your dislikes. He wants to know what your visions and your purpose and your goals and the things that you want to accomplish in life. He wants to know what motivates you. He wants to know what drives you. He wants to know what stimulates your mind, that conscious reasoning, your intellectual ability. He wants to know about your emotional intelligence, and he wants to have meaningful conversation with you. A man that wants to marry you, sex is not the most important thing on his mind. He wants to make sure he's not wasting his time with the wrong woman, with the wrong person. Stop allowing men to make empty promises and there is no growth happening in their lives. If you're dating a man for more than 6 months and he does not know where he is in the relationship, does not know where he wants to be, what he wants to do in the relationship, you're wasting your time. Trust me, you're wasting your time. A man must have an idea of what he wants out of life. He needs to know what he wants to do with his life. He does not have to have all his ducks in a row. We don't all come polished and have everything all going for us. Some of us are a work in progress. We build together, we grow together. We cultivate together. My wife and I, we had nothing when we got married. You know, it's the truth. But we love each other and we wanted to work together and we wanted to build together. But I had to have a plan. At some point in the relationship, I had to have a plan. What role do you play in his life? How are you going to facilitate his dreams and his goals if you don't have one? He keep telling you that, you know, wait until he find a job, or wait until he get a better job, and he get a better job, and then he tell you to wait until he buy his car, and he bought his car, and he's telling you that you must give him some more time. It's been over 2 years and he's still asking for more time. I don't know how much time. I don't know how much time you have, but it's clear that this man does not value your time. Because if he valued your time, he wouldn't be dating you for 2 years and have not even make an attempt to put a ring on you. Just because a man let you in his bed does not mean that he let you in his heart. When you capture a man's heart, he will ask you for your hand in marriage. A man knows who he wants to marry. A lot of men seem to throw the word marriage around when they meet a woman because they think it's what she wants to hear. When you look around, it's 6 months, it's 2 years, it's 3 years, it's 4 years, it's 5 years later down the road, and you are still his girlfriend. He still have you in the friend zone after all these years. I'm going to always teach this. A woman controls the dating and the courting process of a relationship. A man pursue you, but you give the approval. I'm going to say it again. A man pursue you, but you give the approval. I pursue my wife, and eventually she said yes. He has no power in the dating process. You do. You are the one that gives him a yes, or you're the one that gives him a no. You approve or you disapprove. You want in or you want out. The fact is, it doesn't take a real man long to know if you are going to be his wife. Anything after 6 months to a year, he doesn't want to be in any marriage with you. I'm just going to be real about it. After being in a relationship for 6 months to a year with a man and he doesn't propose, he doesn't talk about the future with you, he's not serious about marriage. And maybe you are not the one that he wants to be married to. Maybe you're just the kind of woman that gives him sex for nothing. You're giving it up for free. You know, you're giving him the husband treatment, but he doesn't put a ring on you. Ladies, don't waste your time. I don't bash men on my channel. Go back and look at all of my videos. I'm not the kind of guy, I'm not the life coach, I'm not the mentor, I'm not that type of person that bashes men. I empower men, I elevate men, I lift men up, I endorse them to become a better version of themselves. Because we can't just try to help the woman and the men are out there dying. How are you going to find a good one? But the reality is, you hold all the cards in the deck until he decides to put a ring on you. You can't be giving him the marriage treatment if he has not put a ring on you. You're giving him marriage benefit and he still have you in the girlfriend zone. A man know within the first 60 to 90 days if you are the marriage material, if he is going to marry you, if he's going to pursue you until he wins your heart. Stop giving these men the husband treatment if he don't make you a wife. Don't devalue your worth by sleeping with a man that did not commit to you in the holy matrimony of marriage. Also, a man who is trying to get his life together should not be looking for a mate. He should be focusing on getting his life together, to get himself together. You are not in any position, ladies, to be fixing a man. You are not a mechanic. If he's broken, it is not your job to fix him. If he's coming to you as a broken person, send him back to the owner. Send him back to the manufacturer. Send him back to where he came from. Your job is not to fix him. Your job is to profile him. Your job is to love him if he's worthy of your love. Your job is to help him to become a better man if he qualified to be with you. But if he doesn't qualify, why are you trying to make him qualify when he does not have the criteria and the characteristic, the core values of a worthy man to be in your life? I know you are a good person, but your job is not to make a man out of him. That's not your assignment. It's not your assignment then, and it's not your assignment now. And for those of you that keep shooting your shot, let me tell you something. You got to be careful how you put yourself out there, because a man will never value anything that he didn't work for. If he's not investing into you, I promise you, he will not protect you. Are you the one keep nagging him to get a ring? You will never have to nag a real man for a ring. He already is preparing to give you one. If you have to nag him to marry you, you're going to have to nag him for the rest of your life to stay with you. Marriage works better when two people want to do it. Marriage works better when two people are in it for the right reason. Mutual agreement, mutual acceptance, and approval that both person want to be in the relationship. If you have to convince him to marry you, you will have to convince him to stay with you. You're going to have to convince him that he made the right choice in you. He's supposed to already know. If he is not investing in you, he can't protect you. At the end of the day, you get to choose the man. The man doesn't get to choose you. He can only show you that he is interested in you. He can show you that he wants to be with you, but he has the responsibility to prove to you that he's the qualified candidate to become your husband. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Maybe he's just thirsty. Some men are thirsty, and this is the truth. Women are thirsty too. People are thirsty. They're human beings. But that doesn't mean you compromise your character just because of sexual emotions and sexual feelings. You can put that under control. You have the power over your body. Your body doesn't have power over you. So men are thirsty. And that's why you have to rely on your instinct. You have to rely on your discernment. You have to pray and seek the face of God to give you insight. Don't ignore the red flags. Man, if you see them red flags, don't ignore them. If God is showing you things, don't ignore them. It's going to help you. Oh, yes, it will. It's going to help you. You know when a man wants to marry you. You know when he wants to be with you. He confide in you. If he tell you his hopes and dreams and his uncertainties and his fears, he is looking for a long-term relationship. Confiding in someone helps to create emotional bond, and it also creates a deep intimacy between the two people. It also speaks to a strong degree of comfort that that person has with you. If he's confiding in you, then he is certain that you will keep that secret. He is certain that you are the kind of person that he can be vulnerable with. It shows how he trusts you when he whispers his secret thoughts and ideas about himself, about what he is, who he is, what he's going through with you. That is a sign that he wants to take the relationship serious. If he talks to you about the little things that makes him happy and the strange things that he worry about, oh yeah, he's really into you. And he's not thinking short term. He's looking for a long-term relationship. He wants you to be by his side for long term. He's confided in someone who is investing in a relationship with. It means he expects you to be there long term. He wants you to be there long term. That's the reason he's opening his heart. You know that. A man does not open his heart easily. And if he's doing that, it's because he's thinking that you're the one. He'll be vulnerable around you. It can be nerve-wracking to be opening up to someone like that. A man does not open up like that unless he trusts you. You have to trust that person. If a man is showing you his insecurity, it is because he can trust you. That is a sign that he's serious about the relationship. That is a sign that he wants to take it to the next level. That level of trust is not easy to come by. It is not easy to build, nor is it something that you take lightly. If your man is willing to be vulnerable around you, oh yeah, you think you should be there to stay. Vulnerability is not easy. Vulnerability evolve around positive emotions and a will to be open to show your scars and show who you really are. There's no way he's going to invest that kind of energy into the relationship, and you don't expect that over time it's going to end up into marriage. When a man want to be in a relationship with you, when a man see you as the marriage material, he will take you to meet his mother. Any man that wants to marry you will take you to see his mother. He's not asking of his mother approval. He's not. A real man knows the kind of woman that he wants to marry, and he already share that kind of personality that he wants in a woman with his mom. If he take you to see his mother, that's because he know that you meet the criteria that his mother already know that he wants. No man will ever bring home a woman to his mother if he is not serious about you. Unless he does not have respect for his mother, number one, and his mother doesn't care who his son is dating or who he's messing around with. Those are the only two reasons that he's going to bring her home. Because he's serious or because the mother don't care. That's just another girlfriend or whatever the case may be. But when he's serious about love, when he's serious about marriage, when he's serious about that woman, I promise you, when he's in a long-term relationship and he wants his mother to meet the woman of his dream, he's going to bring her home to meet his mom. When he wants to marry you, he's going to include you in his future plan. If you think that you're the one for him, he wants you to be there from day one. He's going to talk to you about the things that he wants to accomplish. He's going to talk to you about the things that he wants to do. He's going to talk to you about the plans that he has for the future. He probably is going to talk to you about how many kids that you want to have. Do you see yourself living in the suburbs? How many bedroom house do you see yourself living? Where do you see yourself living in the near future? Do you want to relocate to another city, to another town? He's involving you in futuristic plans. He is involving you in things that he considered to be important to his future. He's asking you questions and he's seeking your advice. A real man will never awaken the love of a woman if he is not in the position to love her. Any man that awakens the love of a woman and is not in any position to love her, I consider him to be a coward, he's a punk, and he needs to get his life together. You never awaken that kind of emotion. You never do that to a woman. And a man is responsible for that. A woman should never do that to a man either, just to be fair. But the reality is, a man must know what he wants in a relationship. You should never have to force a man to know that you are a qualified person for marriage. He automatically off the top already know. After the third date, after 60 to 90 days of dating, he knows what his future look like with you. You must also know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to get it? What are the boundaries are you setting to protect yourself from getting hurt? Never compromise your character and your integrity just to be in a relationship with a man. Because a man can compartmentalize the emotional aspect of a relationship and deal with you solely based on the fact that he can get sex, and his intention was never to make you his wife. And so guys, I believe that it's important for you to understand this. We have come to the end of this video. I pray that you were blessed by the content that I share with you. If this video adds some value to you, please smash this like button and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.